Hi, this is Chris from Growquest, and today we're in Southern California in the Thousand Oaks area, converting a recently purchased home, converting the backyard of a recently purchased home into an edible landscape. And in the back here is this raised planter. It's got artificial synthetic grass. Here in the front, it's a different story, but in the meantime, we're dealing with these raised planters. The one advantage of the raised planters is that for planting purposes, they're composed of fill, which is very easy for digging compared to cut soil where you have to really labor to dig in here. And planting up here on the hillside, a different matter, because this is a solid sandstone soil, very heavy to work through. Need a digging bar or electric jackhammer. And down here in the raised planter, at least, we're dealing with just fill. So the homeowner has removed a number of shrubs that, while attractive, didn't appeal to him, mainly because they are Buddleias with a huge bee element to them. I mean, bees obviously love Buddleia. So the first step here is have picked out some plants, and we've gone with a whole series of 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 fruit trees. We have here is a 3-in-1 apricot. In other words, 3 separate varieties of apricot grafted onto a single trunk. So that gives us early, mid, and late season apricot harvest. Obviously, apricots produce a huge amount of fruit, and if it was all KD or all Moore Park, you'd be loaded for like 3 weeks and then have a mess. This spreads it out over several months. So in the lower story, you have O'Neill and South Moon blueberries. We're going to get some more blueberry plants now that he sees that he's got a lot more space. And we've got the salad combination apricot. We've got a combination apricot nectarine. Again, 3 varieties on the same plant. You have these with 4 varieties too. They felt with the space and everything here that 3 was just right. We have a 3-in-1 apple tree, again chosen for this moderate climate here in Thousand Oaks. It's not solidly cold, but it's cold enough to get a good harvest of apples off of. At the end, we've got a 4-in-1 or 3-in-1 Pluot. Pluot, a phenomenally flavored fruit combination, plum, apricot. Again, a combination tree where the harvest will be mid, late, and in the case of most pit fruits, very late, because Pluot comes off about as late a season as anything can. So it's also a great late season fruit to help balance out your garden of peaches and apricots and plums, is Pluot or Pluot. So I have an assistant here today, and he's helping with the planting. And what I've done here is I've pulled the vinca and the euonymus apart so there's room to get the plant in there without digging anything up. And this apple tree combo has now had its hole made for it. We'll look at its root system in just a moment. This one's partially buried, and we'll be looking at the roots on that in a moment. And then we've got the finished planting of the combination apricot, and we'll take a look at that in a separate video in a moment.